Hello, everyone, and welcome to the bonfire. Here is Andy, and we are back to Disco Elysium. I believe this is episode 7 of our investigation, and I decided to stream in the afternoon because in the evening I have an appointment with the dentist, and I'll lose my speaking capacity for some time after that. And didn't want to postpone our playthrough for long, and so we have like 2, maybe 3 hours before I have to go, and let's jump to our investigation because I was quite missing the game, and I'm really glad to be back now. So let's refresh what we have achieved last time. There was plenty of things we did. So it was we had a recording that we need to listen to, and we need to find a boombox for that. For that purpose, we have to go to the pawn shop to ask if the guy there has a boombox, and then question Classy about the dead man. She can't talk about him now, so a bit later when she has collected herself. Okay, about Sunday night, she must know something. Well, probably will also have a chance to ask her later. Get the reality lowdown. That's when we talk to Joyce, but that will happen at night because that's a long conversation and I want the time to stop at that point. Find Moral, the cryptozoologist. Well, that we'll do a bit later. Now, do we have any new thoughts? No. They've been processed, but nothing new. Nothing I haven't attended to. Now, any new interactables? No, I think everything has been interacted with. New items, nothing. New clothes, nothing. And today, you see, I'm trying to match our beautiful gentleman who is wearing a suit and a short and the tie, a necktie. I hope my tie is as horrific as his. And well, I don't have the... Well, actually, next time I should be wearing sport trousers, but the point is that I can't... I mean, I could actually have, I think, enough clothes to change into each time he changes his clothes, answering to the changing circumstances that we need to increase some skill point. But I think it will take quite plenty of time from the stream, and let's not yet go into that depth. But let's keep it in mind. Now, does Kim have something to tell us? Let's check.
Yes?
Okay. Kim is not really full of any new suggestions for our investigation. Yeah, I see the camera is aligned with our characters. And now we are finally in the city. I also should remember that I wanted to find that key to the door on the first floor of the Berlin Rags Tavern, and that key is in the bush next to the corner room, which I think is my room, but I think we have not enough perception to do that. So let's think about it later. Now, remember there is a lady here who I can talk to, yes, and there is a guy sitting here. Then René, and don't remember this second guy's name. And pawn shop I can go to at night, but at the same time, if I do that, I'll lose my chance to probably talk to the Hardy Boys. That is why maybe we should do it right now. Even more so, maybe he might not have this boombox, and we'll have to do something else. We'll have to look for more opportunities. So let's check this option first. Then we need to talk to the truck drivers to see who is trafficking drugs, and that is another issue to be aware of. And let's see. So,
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Do you have any recordings of the cold Mamadakwa?
The cold Mamadakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
He looks at you with astonishment. Okay, I've been really into all kinds of art lately, experimental things, you know. I've been thinking of quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist. I have hobbies, just like all normal people, because I'm a normal person. While I wouldn't have guessed that you know what the cold Mamadakwa is, I think the fourth option kinda talks to me.
That's fair. It's been a long time since my cold Mamadakwa hunting days. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the cold Mamadakwa. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Cold Mamadakwa.
That's not very scientific.
That really wasn't the point. After the Symphonia, we moved on to the sounds of office supplies or something like that. And I doubt any of us would have been any good at pushing papers.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Yes, it's absolutely necessary for my research.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult.
Oh.
Not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside of your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums. Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls?
And skewers, but
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, high-pitched, shivering sound.
A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
Well, we got 5 experience at least. I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
Yeah, we still have those boomboxes on the shelves.
Boomboxes. So, okay, then. Oh, this one. Yes. boomboxes.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
Can I just play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Hey Elder, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
I'm not just doing any police work. I've got the Door Gunner Megamix here. An era-defining work. Let's do 4 real.
4 real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop.
Nailed it, guys. 4 real for a boombox.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Look at that. My conceptualization gave me a... Wait a second. Oh, I had 80, so now I have 95. So it gave me some experience and a 2/3 discount. Way to go. Alright, now we have this boombox. Wait a second. Where is our boombox? Here it is. Look at this beast. This is the real to real boombox of everyone's youth. A little banged up, a little chipped, and honestly not that loud either. Looks cool though. Excels at being carried on the shoulder, allowing you to play audio tape items and blast music into the face of unsuspecting strangers. Yeah, so shall we... what? Put it on? Look at that. Wow, what a style. What a style. I actually have a boombox in my place. I should... but I mean, I think it will be impossible to play if I have a boombox on my shoulder and a yellow bag, which I also could find in my hand, but then how will I interact with my computer? So, can we now interact with this Door Gunner Megamix? I think we could, but first I want to save the game.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape. You push commencer and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
A man's voice says, whoa. Another loud screech, some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalson crane.
Qualson crane. Lieutenant takes out his notebook.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
One part is unintelligible, missing.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
But he did say he's going to do it. You can't edit words into someone's mouth.
Indeed, but
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this courting?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
What's Kahoy?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoy is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
Right, so we did it. Now, let's be careful about our next conversations. We have to talk to the truck drivers. We need to talk to Joyce and pick up some quests in the streets. And, well, a bunch of stuff to do before the day ends. At 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock we have this rendezvous with the balcony guy. Don't forget about that. So, what could be possibly done? This one is a... Is my boombox playing? Woohoo! Yeah, it does. It does play. Cool. Now we're emitting music. Is it affecting anyone, I wonder? Hey man, know anything about drugs?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Yeah. It is cool, especially with my music. Now, let's talk to this artistic truck driver. Hey man, got something to say?
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
He folds his hands behind his head and leans back.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Wait, then why are you still hanging around?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
What do you think could be conducting the... Sorry, who do you think could be conducting the drug trading?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire. It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation.
92% conceptualization check, but we know the game. We could fail that.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic
Don't
jam,
want to...
man. What's on your mind?
So he's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. Let's do it.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
He leans in, his eyes bright with attention, and I got a Steam achievement, which is Il Copo dell'Arte. Save 5 art cop lines. Cool. And this conceptualization thing gives us so much experience, I think. Since I got that perk about actual art degree, I think I got not less than half a level, I think, maybe 50 points. So back to the conversation. There's a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
He is transfixed by the words. where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
He grunts, unable to suppress his reaction. Well, I don't know.
No matter. Great verse is like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
That's a strange compliment.
Just messing with you. It's cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop.
For a cop.
They're more often into fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small.
Any organization gets all kind of folk. I'm sure we try our best.
The lieutenant looks at you in silence, a curious look in his eyes, nodding slightly.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
He gives you a thumbs up.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
So now we have to go back to our room and look in the mirror. Care to spend some change for working? No, don't want to beg for money. I'm still trying to survive on my own. Right, the next driver we have to talk to is this racist driver. Hey man.
Looking for something?
Lorry driver recognizes you.
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, huh? Sure thing. Check them out.
He lifts his left foot, then the right. Look at the sole.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
What's up with your soles?
It's Revachol.
Where did you get the boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
He rubs the back of his balding hat. But why?
For when the invasion comes, the last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
He glances at the lieutenant.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
Do you understand you're stomping on Revachol every day, don't you?
No, it's not like that. You don't get it. It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it. It's too complex for you.
You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Hold on, but they make alcohol in Ilmaran too? I was told they do.
I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes, I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep the poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
He puffs on his cigarette. Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most other cannoneers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his luck and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
He takes a long suck on his cigarette, appearing to savor the taste.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
If you all were in the Berlin, how do you know it was Kipps who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not rotor science, man.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street vendor south of here? That guy's a lorry driver?
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
He nods in a sagely manner, then another puff on that cigarette.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we need to pay Celine a visit, then?
Guess so.
He grins, contented with himself. We're done for now. Let's run back to Celine. And I thought he wouldn't tell us anything new, but turns out he will now. Why does this game change the policy about double clicks and single clicks? Like last time I had to click only once to run, now it's double click again?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, Silen, what's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
For a moment, he's unsure how to respond.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
He kisses his fingers. We're looking for a... First of all, I'm actually not into drugs.
That's very cool. I don't like drugs either. I only said I do because I didn't want to sound lame. Peer pressure.
Proceed. We're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating narcotics crimes like that? But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arms. So you forgot to tell me, or you were embarrassed to tell me?
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole. With ingenuity.
Stop squirming. No, I don't want to insult him right away. Cillian, my source tells me you are the one transporting drugs from the Union.
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
Now, stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation in the harbor?
Nothing. I told you. not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd! You know, the drug crowd?
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
What if, who are you afraid of, Cillian?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
We are buddies, Cillian. Help us out. No one will know it was you.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
He shakes his head. Who are these other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
He points north.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Point to the pale driver. Dazed out, strange.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
Okay, we are cool now.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
I deserve it, but if I had some money, which I don't. So, there's a thought which is finished.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
Plus 10 cents for every green orb clicked. That's quite a... Well, on the one hand, it's excellent, it's amazing. On the other hand, it's quite bad news, because I think we have clicked 50 already, maybe 100, and then I have lost so much money already. But okay, I can't complain. Anyway, we have it. And we have 43% for Cop of the Apocalypse and 15% for Cold Mama Duck. That's quite a way to go now. Right, back to business. Let's talk to this guy who is the tattoo driver again. Maybe he'll tell us something extra. Hey man.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. Why? Do you know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part. Not trickery. It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
Who is this person? What's her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Man.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
Yeah.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching. It's just a few questions.
It's snitching, man. I know what it is.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on. Her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then, acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart. And his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? 'Cause she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it. An explosion. Of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Fine, I'll drop the matter for now.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
I haven't finished with that, man. I'll come back. You be sure of that. But first, the pale driver. Hey, you. The delirious one.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing in particular.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Right, are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You are the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone is terrified of?
I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Why are you so scared to the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Oh, that's sad. You said long haul, that's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just...
She hums along as if to track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Then who is the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
That's all I needed to know, thanks.
Oh, Sim.
Woman stares at you, her mind elsewhere now, on other matters.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
Thank you for now. Right, that pretty much makes it more, well, complicated and clarified at the same time. Who else could shed some light on the issue? Maybe Maniana? Call me Maniana, guy? Hey? What's up?
Hola, Wandering Man.
Ah, nothing new, unfortunately. Let's go talk to the racist driver again.
Looking for something?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Pass up. Who is the lady driver?
I don't know
Where
what
is-
you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealand didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He grins a wide smile.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Then why is smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? You?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
For a moment, the lorryman is silent, then he spits on the pavement. Okay, cross your arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
He says, unsure where this is leading.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Some say he even has... Oh, sorry. He gets closer to him.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
His eyes dart between you and the lieutenant.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Lieutenant points to the yard.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
John, for now, I need to use half-light boost. And half-life, half-light is the gloves, and I thought I have something. Oh, no, only the one that decreases our half-light. Okay, let's save the game and hope for the
Looking for something?
positive outcome.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Success. Show me her lorry right now. The latest driver lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
What's your name? I'm gonna go on police radio saying this guy told Madre to peace off.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is Hillary?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
I'm leaving now. Well, welcome to have a show. Well, welcome you. And that's actually quite not my method of forcing people to do things. I feel pity of him, but on the other hand, he really treated us badly, I should say, and it's not the best behavior from his part too, on his part. So, Lori.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
Lieutenant peeks inside. Okay, let's try to peek in the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers.
Let's try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
How are we going to get this open, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
But we might have a key. But okay, let's listen to Kim. Pry bar it is.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is
28%.
parked in the shadow of the room. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar, a glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin.
Smash it.
The window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
Says the lieutenant and sticks his hand in the window like a common car thief, and then opens it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Let's study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called Door to the River. Not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Quite a situation for an actress. Enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye.
Thank you.
A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Let's examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Lieutenant leans closer to the radio and hums. Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV.
He flicks a switch on the radio.
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
What else is here?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat.
Let's check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Lieutenant repeats. Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
He likes where he's going.
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lens. Wait, the missing 8th Hardy? Here?
Looks like her, yes.
And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret.
You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
He writes something down in his little notebook.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Pull out the pull-out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Let's unfold it.
It's an issue of Petit Férique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Okay, pick up a note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
The ULAN frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thought trails off. Okay, let's push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
Let's close the door.
You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
He steps away from the lorry. Yeah, sure, Kim. Let's have a word.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor in all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady drivers, Kevin.
Yes, well...
Doesn't say more.
Unimportant.
So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Got it. So, could we just check if this lady has something extra to tell us?
The woman is still hunched over the railing.
Huh?
Nothing. Okay. So, who else could be of assistance? I'm going to talk to this racist again, just in case.
Looking for...
Nothing. Alright, then the poet might have something for us. Does he?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Sorry, man. I can't disclose the facts of an official investigation to you.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
He lets out a whistle, looking about 10 years older suddenly. No need for you to do anything, don't worry. The police are looking into it.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Why Tommy Lehome?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
He shrugs in a what can you do manner.
It's more him.
Alright, had other questions actually.
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got
What?
a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Wait a
The
second.
correct
I
grammar
pressed
is
I
Tommy
said press space.
Lahome. The
Alright.
man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
I don't know. He's kind of strange. Trying to help the lady who is involved so much with drug trafficking. Let's talk to Sidan and ask him about the stolen goods.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
I don't want to use these methods. Right, we have Rene to talk to, and there is a quest to be taken from this lady standing here. I know it's possible, so let's... Oh, wait a second. First, I want to put on somewhat interfacing or electrochemistry or half-light. Now let's keep half-light for now. Yeah. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight into the eye. Her right foot is stepping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
It's okay.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe you... No, this one I have already checked. Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
I see. Thanks.
Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo is not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Let's watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
That's all for a moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Yeah, now let's try and find her missing husband. This man probably is. What's that?
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Wait. What did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband. The missing husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though? But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice.
Give me the champagne. I'm going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
That's a good line. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Can I talk to this man? Shit ain't nothing to me. I see. So it's the man who was standing here. Hey lady, I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But you said you didn't know where he was.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was.
Well, I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
She's getting impatient, her hands now picking on a random book cover. There! Point to the working class drunk down near the sea.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
She blinks.
There's something else hiding in her voice though. A trace of worry.
I found the working class drunk and I thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands.
She glances.
You know what?
She glances over your shoulder towards the drunk.
Remember, about that what? Never ever say what.
I'm not saying what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
But you told me your husband's alright.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
She takes a step back. So he's missing as well.
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She has completely forgotten about her books, staring blank in the distance instead.
There. She's worried now.
Kim, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case here?
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Ma'am, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
She eyes you from head to toe. So let me guess, he is disco or like a late stage alcoholic then? Or we're dealing with a cop? And what do you mean by that? Let's go with neutral one.
Well, he's slightly chubby.
Let's see what else.
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds,
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin.
Ooh, respect,
Can you believe
respect.
it?
I can absolutely believe that. You shouldn't dispose of favorite clothes. She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home.
Her eyes become cold with recollection.
Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
Think I got it, thanks.
So you are going to look for him?
Yes, I'll bring him back home to you.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
You sense gratitude in her voice.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
The woman takes the slip of paper. It's a phone number. Thanks, I'll get going. I want to now go to the bookshop and check that book about birds, because we have to find a symbolic bird for us, as the game suggested. That's interesting. So, hi.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Okay. This Dick Mullen book fell apart before I got to the end. Do you have another copy? Show her the item.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you another one, but unfortunately, it's the last copy we had in stock.
What a pity. Okay, cockatoos they are then.
Shelves filled to the...
Not this. Then, oh.
Shelves full of biography.
Biography. So this one is cockatoo book, I guess.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
I want to buy the guide to cockatoos. It's 4 reals. I have enough.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Thanks. Well, we again have spent all our money, almost, and the chance is high we won't have enough to pay for our night stay, but let's worry about that later. Now we have this wonderful book about cockatoos, and yeah, I'm really glad we have. What's next? We have had quite important conversations here. Now, René should be questioned, and this guy too. Hey man.
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you?
I want to ask about the Union again.
Sure, officer.
Nothing new new here. Then, René. The game glitches again. Okay. Thanks. Hey man.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
René, I found your guard boot.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
He looks down.
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He adds with a slight sigh.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right in the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold up. Why are you on a leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
He says with dignity.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
The outburst makes him clutch his chest. So why was working your shift? Who was working your shift that night?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
He looks suddenly very old and tired.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
He nods before hesitantly continuing.
Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
He tries to argue.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Okay, Rod gets it. Big guy is looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there is no middle ground. René is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. René should rent out his services, invest the profit, get few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. I think it's funny to proceed with number 5, absolutely, but I think we want to go this supportive.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
No, I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who is the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
His features stiffen and he gets a cold look.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Gaston speaks with a soft voice. Got it, thanks.
Yes. Like I said, It would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
I saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
He smiles as if reliving a pleasant memory.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
And how should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There is some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Lieutenant Marks dryly, I agree with Kim.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
He is. What was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Wait a second. I wanted to respond.
Of course.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
Seems like irresponsible behavior for a monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less rule countries.
From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
So, I want to successfully pass that check and... what's that?
Hey. Psst.
Okay. Look around.
Psst. Hey, you.
Me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner.
Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right?
How come there is word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie,
no, I don't.
Eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impel all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket.
I haven't said that.
Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mild left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
First, wait. What's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Okay, roll your sleeves up further and breathe in the pristine air. Finish thought. Thought gain. Mazovian socio-economics. That's something to process later. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right. Until he woke up today, a spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes and Kras Mazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of 02 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Well, -2 visual calculus. Whoa. No, not now. Maybe at the end of the day. Now, wait a second. I wanted to talk to Rene again about his past, hopefully to pass
Vigilance officer,
this check.
what can this old carabin?
No, let's abuse the load file for some time now, because I want to be done with it. Once again.
Vigilance officer?
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Okay, the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue-striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Fritzl I.
So what kind of cop are you? Superstar? I'm trying to be all of the cops at the same time. I have this art cop, I have this hobo cop, I have cop of the apocalypse being developed, but the first achievement I got was the sorriest cop, and that is, well, something I really identify with as a person. So that's the answer. I am mostly the sorriest cop, and then art cop, hobo cop, wannabe cop of the apocalypse. And superstar, well, doesn't really appeal to me as a concept, as a paradigm, so maybe not really. Only for fun, I drop these lines occasionally. Look at the sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
Mhm.
The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
Croix de Bravoure and the setting sun point to his chest. Did he get them for...
For bravery.
He interjects.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
That's what I was going to say. Bravery. Or not for killing babies, or not for raping women, or for bravery.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Save the princeling.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
Old Carabiner runs his fingers over the larger medal. Look at how they are all standing, 4 of them in a line. Quite a neat image of a conversation.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
The lieutenant says thoughtfully.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
He pats his right thigh.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay, then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me.
He continues, ignoring his companion.
The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
Darn it, doing this with 1 health on your first play? Yeah, of course. I always play a diplomat, you see. And even in new games, I always invest all my points into diplomacy, persuasion, charisma, intelligence, wisdom. I can't do anything else after Planescape Torment. Well, in Arcanum, I think, of course, I have persuasion and firearms to prove my point with a bullet if necessary. But in Arcanum, you have plenty of fights coming at you, while in Planescape, you can avoid such things. And in Disco Elysium, I think you also have a flexible system. You don't have to fight, I think, much. Though it's my second day, and I don't know how many fights are forthcoming, but so far, I've been good. So, yeah, no worries. I give up. Can't imagine living without my jaw, or this would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. My jaw is tight. I've been through worse. Well, let's say that's no Dink, that's a fighter.
So I grabbed the Dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frizzle to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
He shakes his head. Thanks for the story, Rene.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversholians. Men with backbone.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
Please not.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
He mumbles through clenched teeth and turns to you.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own.
Ooh.
Impress this old soldier.
I can tell him a dramatic story. Okay, I think I have an item that can improve my drama. Was it glasses? No. -1 drama. Yeah, that was glasses that affected the point. And then I think I had something else. No? No. Okay. Let's play with save load again.
Vigilance officer? What can this all...
Unfortunately.
No. I want to tell a story. I want to try and tell a story. Interesting. I have quite a lot of drama points, I think. How many? 5? 5, I guess it should be. I didn't invest in that, of course. What's my stat? Drama 5 it is, yeah. Alright.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you?
You can't even do most drugs then, can you? Well, I'm not into drugs, and the game, the play style reflects my position. I'm also not begging for money. I'm trying not to be in how to say, not using bad words. I'm trying to be good to everyone, which you see, like, empathy is my core skill, and yeah, so I'm not using this extra boost, and the only bottle of wine I think we spilled it on the ground near Kubri Kinima to commemorate the 3 fallen souls that our detective shot in his years of service. So yeah, I'm trying to project what I believe in here. You're not even
Unfortunately, there
begging
doesn't
for
seem
money.
to be anything worth mentioning among your achievements. You should resort to good old lying.
How did you sleep in a bad first night? So what happens is you finish the first day and then you are short of funds, and then Kim says he has 4 covers for some for wheels, like this decorative stuff, and he suggests that you could sell that for some money in the pawn shop, and these 4 things he confiscated and passed in. So then you go to his car, take them to the pawn shop, you get 200 reals, 200 real, and then he gives you 130 to pay for the room, and then he takes the rest for himself. And I don't know what will happen if you actually spend money anyway, like buy some shit, buy some stuff in the pawn shop and have nothing to pay for the room. Maybe in this case you'll have to sleep on the bench. I don't know, I haven't tried that yet, but I'm going to replay the game and I'll find out. Maybe I'll be...
Yes?
Sorry, wrong character. Maybe I'll be replaying on the stream, and there I'll do the opposite. Like, I'll try to be a complete jerk and be with the physical parameters, physique and motorics and stuff, and it'll be a whole different story.
Vigilance officer?
Opposite from myself.
Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, or spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Already he looks skeptical. Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness.
I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed.
Imagine knowing nothing but the sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain.
The man stares at you, silently frowning.
Right when you're willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids. The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater. And realize that man body with unit is just a husk now. All memories erased.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
He asks impatiently.
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
I am talking about so much more than that.
How so, then?
He leans in with his hands on his hips.
His tone is like that of a drill sergeant addressing new recruits.
It was a transcendent event I saw behind the veil.
The lieutenant sighs audibly, but keeps his eyes on the notebook.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room for a change of heart or backing out. The medal is yours.
No. Well, let's first ask Kim. Kim, should I take it?
Of course not.
He doesn't even look up from his notebook. I don't deserve this. I mean, I really don't, because my character had been drinking himself into, well, half death or maybe death, and that's no heroics. The heroics is to recover from that, which we are trying to do now, and if we succeed, then we might consider getting a medal, but I mean, that's still pathetic. And what was that line from Authority just 20 minutes ago? There is no need for champagne if there is honor. So there is honor in recovering, and then you can help others, and that's the prize itself. No medals needed. So I don't deserve it. Don't take the medal.
Can we get back to our game now?
The man shakes his head, mumbling something under his nose, then turns back to you.
This feels honorable.
Yeah.
You did the right thing, not
Yes.
taking the medal. The good thing. Your chest is buzzing with pride.
Yeah.
Feels as though you should do more honorable things. As if there's some kind of a secret reward. If you just commit enough honorable acts.
That's exactly what I was talking about, and the game echoes like it does. I love it for it. Yeah. I probably... what's that? I presume that there are options to reflect other lines of behavior. I mean, then the game will echo the opposite actions with the opposite personality of our inner world, but I'm quite content with what we have achieved so far, because I really sympathize empathy and these honor, but honor is non-existent. It's funny that they put honor to authority. I thought it should be something different. Anyway, Kuno is still here, and his friend is too, but I don't want to talk to them at all. I think we have to have the conversations with Titus and Class here, and then go to Joyce. But who should we begin with? I think with maybe with Classia. She might tell us something interesting. And I want to use now this skill point to improve our perception and see if we can locate that key near the bush or in the bush. I don't know how much perception I need for that. Let's check. So this bush should be the one. Perception, level up. So anything changed? game told that the key should be in the bush near the corner room, but it's not here, so probably perception 4 isn't enough, meaning that it wasn't worth it. Investing wasn't worth it. Maybe 2 points. Maybe 2 points. Maybe there is no key at all. Maybe I'm just deceiving myself. Who knows? Perception 4. Right, let's load. I don't want to save it here. And maybe if I have a chance to have 5 perception, then we could check again. Wonder if it exists. Maybe I'm actually beating around the wrong bush. Could be so. Let's have a look in the mirror, as the game told us to do.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Recited the poem, Tommy, and no more steam. Electrochemistry. I don't want to stop smiling. I don't, so thanks. I do want to invest 1 point into encyclopedia because we are struggling with that. That memories of ours. I failed it in the beginning. It was quite bad. But might do that somehow else. I don't know. Maybe we can put some. Maybe we'll process some thoughts that will increase our encyclopedia. Because encyclopedia is not vital for the game for the game play. In this case. Right, classy. There are some inconsistencies you've talked about.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
A smile flits across her face.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. Those are the exact words he used?
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yeah, it was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that, Chismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanisms or catchphrase?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, It didn't sound like a joke. Sounded like a deeply troubled man.
Hold on. He said he was mentally done. That sounds like a broken man to me.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
Yeah, I noticed that.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
Lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Whoa, that's a lot of questions and it will pass so much time. But okay, where is Lelystad, the place I'm in?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
Mm-hmm.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Lieutenant shakes his head like you just missed a shot in darts. So you were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
Military man, not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
She takes a long drag of her cigarette and washes it down with coffee. Why was there the sound of a cigarette and then no sound with slurping? You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
She looks around, the wind in her hair. How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes you smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point. I didn't know this was a competition, Kim.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
Right you are. His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
She stops, her eyes half closed, then continues.
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Interesting. I too have stroked his hair.
Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
She says unfazed. She draws on his cigarette and lets the smoke linger for a moment in her mouth. Kim, I said to put the brilliantine on the forum. Do I get the point?
No.
He answers dryly. But I put it down there, point to the red autopsy slip.
I can see you've put quite a few things here. They don't all give you a point.
Yeah, we were listening to Kuno there a lot, and he was talking a lot of garbage.
There it is, in your rushed writing, right where the lieutenant is pointing. Pig's gonna have sex. You should really get this questioning back on track now.
Yeah. That happened. I mean, I was really impressed, badly impressed with what children were talking about, and at the same time, a little of surrealistic autopsy never harms anyone. I mean, bureaucracy is what I hate, and adding some spicy details to that is quite nice. So, he had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks. How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?"
She points at the ear with her sharp nail finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star.
And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You read the woman in this?
Oh yeah.
She nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She doesn't take it and then pours herself some coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Tell me something odd. Did he enjoy his death?
Why do you ask?
She seems unsurprised.
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations.
Please answer the question, miss. Did he enjoy the moment of his death?
I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had too much left to do. Too many third world conflicts. Couldn't tap out just yet.
Everything checks out here. It's all A-OK. Good answer. No, it doesn't check out. Can't you see she's clearly avoiding something here? That's a strange thing to suggest. The lady is as fair and just.
Could it be love that did him in?
It very well could be, yes.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
He told me love did him in.
That's not funny, officer.
I wasn't joking. Perhaps, miss, it was communism that killed him?
A moment ago it was love. And no, I don't think the Union is communist. They're a couple of shades pinker than that.
Important distinction, that the one he himself pointed out. You weren't listening, like I wasn't. Love did him in. Communism killed him. That's how it was said.
They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? This politics shit is a lot in the morning. Is it even morning?
No, it's not.
You could blame her. A little. It was a pretty straightforward question that she refused to answer.
I'm blaming her a lot. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Requested a semen screening from processing.
Good for you.
What do you think it will tell us?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had sex with someone else. We didn't go steady.
Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. Technically not. Come on, man. Listen. You can't trust them. It's just you and me.
I think we've finished with this line of questioning. Hand the lieutenant back his notes. Wait a second. Yeah, we have finished.
All right.
Lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
All right. I don't trust her yet, but...
Wait. Stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
It was what she said, yes?
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of morality. He was 42 years old?
Where is this going?
How old are you?
Yeah.
That's where this is going.
Yes.
45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
45,000 liters of raw alcohol. 45,000 liters. No, it's impossible.
You could ask either one of them.
Kim, how old do you think I am?
Huh?
Lieutenant isn't quite sure he heard you. How old do I look?
How old? 58?
58? Maybe you're wrong. You were wrong about the disease too. He was way younger.
He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
Well, I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that.
On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately.
The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
There's silence. Then a little more. Here it comes. Mercy.
Sure, you're 42. Let's go?
He squints.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Aha. A new thought, and that one is quite important, by the way. Have to internalize that. But before that, I want to check the what? The perception. The perception thing. The place about the key, the bush. What if I have 5 perception? Will I notice it? Will I not? I wish I had glasses to increase my perception. Maybe Sileng has glasses that increase perception. But anyway, I have how much? 2 real? It's not enough to buy anything. And I can't collect bottles because I think I have picked up all the bottles that were around, unfortunately. Right, so let's check it again. Perception 2 and can I not raise it more? Alright, accept changes. Can I have 5? No, it's the maximum. Okay. There it goes. I have to internalize the thought then about my age. My age. Unlock. Yes. And date of birth generator. There is no bonus or penalty. Let's process that. Mazovian socioeconomics. I wonder what I'll have to forget for that thought. Right. Going down to talk to Titus now. So, are the boys here? Yeah, they are. Titus, have some questions for you. But, am I wearing the right clothes for that? Half-light, glasses. I think visual calculus should be... No, let's use logic.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
So I talked to Classy about the tape.
And
nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Yeah, it was bad. Honestly, I expected it to have more effect.
No shit, it was bad. The fuck did she say then? It's all fuck-a-doodle fine. This is what people are supposed to talk like?
Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Klasia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
Okie dokie. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm, as if trying to grind smooth.
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Titus, she has my whole skill set compromised. She's some kind of a pro.
What kind of pro? Out saying she's a hooker?
He forces himself to pick up the beer and take a gulp.
No, he's not saying that.
Eh.
Forget about it.
Kim is still not believing my skill set.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
This tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Oh no. He's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris. Sadly, not much to do about it now.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
He despondently glances at his beer.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
He looks at the old man in the corner.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Maybe she's still in denial, like a defense mechanism.
Yeah. Maybe. That is a possibility.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
He puts his giant face in his hand and sighs.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
He throws his beer can down.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
Yeah.
There is silence in the room. Ellen starts saying something and then thinks best not to.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
The man shouts from behind the counter.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Whoa. Push Titus on the tape. Rhetoric godly. Well, we have 42%. I'm going to save my game now, just in case something happens. Yeah. Save. Then come back to the conversation.
It's you again.
Yeah, it's me.
What is it?
About the drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, the honor. You've earned it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers,
Even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
This is disgusting. You're admitted to profiting off poisoning your own people. Good idea. People always going to do drugs. At least this way you have some control over it. And yeah, keep telling yourself that and know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. This is all quite confusing. What are they trying to... I don't like that apparently there are no lines for us to show Titus, that we understand that he is bluffing, he is covering some truth, and what our detectives are doing are only trying to, like, superficially have a conversation while there is the true conversation to be had, and it's not happening. Like, what the hell? Let's go with the third one.
No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
The woman sighs.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Little man raises his index finger excitedly.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
No, I'm going to leave now. Save the game and try this rhetoric check with a higher percentage now. Why do I have this circle above me still?
It's you again.
Yeah, it's me.
What is it?
It's me. It's my rhetoric check with 58%. Strange reaction to bullet. Compromise skill set known. Angus can't take pressure. Discussed 8 Hardy. Confronted about drug trade. But pushed Titus on the tape.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
That's it then. Case closed. We are going home, Kim.
Huh?
Lieutenant raises his brow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because of some chick.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
A wince. It's involuntary.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
He scratches in his notebook. They just hand you, shoot you, light you on fire. They don't care.
We didn't light him on fire.
You hear the fat man wheeze. He's trying to get up.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Let's look at him first.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there.
Oh what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Little guy hits Angus on the back of the head. A loud slap.
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Titus roars.
The room falls quiet. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
My hands are wet from stress, wow.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
He grabs his chest.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie snaps at him and then turns to Titus. Snaps at Angus, turns to Titus.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
He turns to the fixer.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Kim, we did it.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
I'm sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head.
Another nod.
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The red-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He scratches his chin.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Who's Tibbs? The 8th Hardy?
Yeah. He's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Tibbs. That's short for?
Short for Tiberius.
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
I don't get it. What's happening? Tiberius, Atticus, Titus. I think there is some historical reference which I'm not getting, unfortunately, but there should be something, maybe some play, or I need to check it later. If Classy didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
So she told me some people were after her from Oranje. She wouldn't say more.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on police radar.
These people, who are they?
They're powerful, connected to the Moor Lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
She shrugs. So, who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
The young guy nods. And you had ideas about his past too?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Yeah, nice.
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still. This guy's not as dumb as he looks.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it. For political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
The big guy steps toward you.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
His face says like concrete. He shakes his head solemnly. Sure. Can you tell me about this affiliate? Name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klausya you want to talk to.
I see. I'm going to check again. Yes.
Remember the two?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Fella.
Yes.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You're going to stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you?
Glad you understand that.
Yeah, got the point. Acknowledged. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go...
He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something.
She... Klausya came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
you would still prefer if we didn't take her away.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Now I like Titus much more. I mean, and that finally made sense, because they were beating around the bush with some absolutely irrational commentaries towards each other, and now we talk business finally, and yeah, get the whole story from Titus. Then find working class husband, yes, find your heroic bird, that's for the night time. So I have how many points? One more point. Excuse me. I haven't still leveled up. Cop of the Apocalypse. Almost finished. Let's go. Do I have time before my dentist? I think I do have time before my dentist. So we have time quite to talk to Classy now. And, well, I hate that there is... How many? 1, 2, 3 loading screens to get to her. Why so, I wonder? Okay. Go upstairs. I have a suspicion she'll be gone for now. I meant she'll be gone by now. Broken. Can I inspect the broken window again?
This window is pristine on the...
No, there is nothing else to explore. So that that path definitely makes sense now. There was somebody who used it to sneak into the bedroom. So, Classy. Masks off, please.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
What lies beyond it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world. The conference centers, the people who are angry at her past.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights her cigarette. Is this about the people you mentioned, the ones who are angry at you?
It is. They're after me. And they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
There's a wince and a pained little smile.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oranese lit. Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
You said you studied Oranese lit. What is with this fugitive stuff?
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called it. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Lou's County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Laws Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Papalolo?
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
She smiles. That's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
She looks down, then into your eyes. That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
She looks at you with pleading eyes. I don't either.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
She's already almost devoured the cigarette she just lit and looks at it sadly. And that is all suspicious. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass.
She takes a deep breath.
I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
So my feeling was right earlier. He was enjoying the moment of his death.
Yes, but how did you know that?
You asked her before if he enjoyed it. She avoided it. How did I not discern it was a lie? You know how.
He just had a hunch. Detectives have those sometimes.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Are you sure you're not making it up?
I'm not lying to you.
She looks down, Vincent. Her cigarette has seen her fingers.
You may sometimes be bad at reading her, but this time, truly, she's telling you how it really went down. She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
Why don't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who's Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Another lie.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
He looks at you.
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, but I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tempering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby. Where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Okay.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Again, another confrontation with Titus.
Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot. It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Did you kill Lily?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this.
She gathers last vestiges of her strength. There is a silence.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Downstairs people have this crazy idea that you killed him.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
It's okay if you did it in self-defense.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Ah, drama. Shut up. He must have had a weapon nearby. Did you use that?
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
The bullet in his head. It was jacketed. Military grade. Who else here has a military rifle?
I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it. Coalition military have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert, and I did not shoot him.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head before. Look who's waking up from 1,000 years of sleep.
You've lied to me about this bullet before. When I said he was shot, you said you were confused.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't always work.
Okay, I'd like you to answer some other questions, miss.
Like what?
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe it did.
I just don't know. I don't know anything.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes first.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but you're not?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course.
When was the window changed? Pointed.
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her.
We need to wake up our drama, and first let's read the thought.
Cop of the apocalypse. It's not fire. It's not ash. There will most certainly be a sea of corpses leading up to the event. But it won't be war or pestilence that causes it. Oh no, the event will belong to a genre of cataclysm no man has dared to suspect would ever come to pass. You can only sense the shape of it, like a cavity, a pit opening up in your stomach, a throat into which the world will vanish. The streets, the grass, the stars, all will be rolled back. By whom, by what, and how, you don't know. All you know is, you're not joking around.
Learning cap for Inland Empire raised to 6, as well as for Shivers. Rubbish. Just rubbish. That was Cop of the Apocalypse. But I don't think I want to internalize any more thoughts. I'll keep my skill points unspent. And what's that? Another thought?
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate.
What is communism in this?
You do not know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere.
How do I know this then?
Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should go.
Turn to class here. Looks like love did him in after all.
She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her.
Oh, they do.
It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see.
So Inland Empire can be trusted. Say nothing, let her answer.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real. Easier that way.
Was it real?
I don't know.
She looks down at the yard, then back into her coffee.
Real as anything.
It killed him.
No. Communism killed him.
Ah, of course.
Remember?
Yes, I do,
Love
I
made
do.
it possible.
Yes.
You know this much.
Yes, true, absolutely true. Let's finish thought. And the final stage. Drama Legendary
Officer.
14.
It's a fine day for
97%.
questions.
+3 from manipulating your skill set. +1 clearly lied about the bullet. +1 the love that did him in. +1 lied about Lily enjoying death. +1 lied about making the call. +1 discussed secret route.
Who?
Success. Thankfully.
What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow-wisps.
Yeah, she is.
She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See?
Kim, why have we not arrested her yet?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8102 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Anyone could know the number, and that someone coughed, it means nothing.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officers, but I am now.
You sense a little hesitation there. or maybe even fear. The stress was on the wrong syllable. Welcome to the wake-up club, brother.
Your real name isn't Classia Amandu.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
He turns to her.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there is a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
You admit to it.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
She looks at her hands, her fingernails are chipped white. Was the passport bullshit too? That passport you keep hidden?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She rushes to explain.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
Where is this boy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now.
She points toward the clump of ruins on the western horizon.
It's useless.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. We have to check this boy out.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. Past the Bergen sewage pipe. Right near the waterline.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so. Katarzyna Alaya.
It's a Grad name. Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused.
Oh, come on. I know the reference.
It also makes Clausia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Alazia.
So, class is an abbreviation of Katarzyna Alazia.
It was a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here, this time. So I used my nickname.
A nickname? Who gave you this nickname, Clausia?
Who gave it to you?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago.
Hold on. Katarzyna Alazia is not an Oranese name, is it? It's not even Mundi. It's Gra.
My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasia is my father's name.
Say nothing.
I haven't said it aloud in such a long time. That name.
She shakes her head.
She's filling dead air. Can't stand the silence.
You're probably not even Miss Aranya 37, are you?
I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Her smile quivers.
Yes, they can. For lying.
Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
Let's change the subject for the time being.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
I don't know if I should arrest her, and that... Oh, I so want to Google that, like, if I should or I should not. Right. Can I go and talk to Titus, I wonder?
Yeah.
Kim is no help here. I think that's a good cliffhanger, guys. I think we'll stop here. And I anyway have to go to my dentist and have my jaw administered some anesthesia, and then I lose my ability to talk properly, and then have some teeth treated and So I'll disappear for a day, I think, and then I'll come back and we'll finally proceed with our investigation. And I'm as curious as you are, and I'm quite regretting that I have to go now, but I mean, it's a necessity, as you can imagine. So thank you very much for watching. We are finishing investigation stage 7. That was Andy. Hello to YouTube, and thanks for staying with me. See you in the next episode, and have a nice time. Bye bye.